afternoon, guys. Good afternoon. Once again, welcome to South Africa, the channel where we discuss South African trending news. We do, however, grab here and there from international news when it is trending enough to be brought here. If you didn't know that President Cyril Ramaphosa, for long now, he has been accused of having lied to the people of Alex, promising them 1 million houses. Where have you been? Where have you been? This has been going on for a very long time now. So I've been asking myself, I think President Cyril Ramaphosa is a smart person to have said that, because to begin with, when you look at Alex, it doesn't have land to accommodate so many houses. But it's a topic that I've been passing over for the longest time, not wanting to engage in, because I saw no substance there. Honestly, truly speaking, I haven't been bothered by that. But recently, Julius Malema in Parliament, when the president was, what was he even doing? I don't know, but he was answering questions. Yes, apparently it was a session where he was answering questions by MPs. Now, Julius Malema, but I have to commend Julius Malema to begin with, that he was very decent in asking the question, very decent. Firstly, started by recognizing the president's eyes, that he is getting better now, because the president has had issues, even though people thought he was just trying to be sexy with them glasses on, with them shades on, and it turned out the president was having issues with the eyes. Now, according to me, Julius Malema was very polite, and he was very gentle but firm in asking that question. He said, will you one day apologize to the people of Alex? And according to me, the president didn't have to apologize. But anyway, let us start by seeing that video clip where President of the EFF, Julius Malema, was asking the president, do you want to apologize to the people of Alex because you gave them high hopes for nothing? Let us see how he asked that question, then I'll be back.
Thank you very much, Deputy Speaker. I can see those guys who are working on your eyes are doing a good job, because there is some improvement. President, it is leadership to admit when you have made a mistake. You can't come here and say you never promised the people of Alexander 1 million houses. You said so. You said you are going to build 1 million houses for the people of Alexander. And knowing you being a legally trained person, like you said, you are not an illiterate who just speaks without knowing what he's speaking about. And being a president, before you take a stage, your back office would have given you the necessary information which is relevant to this place where you are. So it is important that today you admit that you made a mistake, because those people are dying. Some of them stayed at Stradler, and as a result, that land is not for human settlement. And when you created that impression, a lot of expectation was made. We're dealing with human beings here who've got feelings. And when a president speaks, they've got their expectation, high, because they know it's not a lesser authority speaking. Our fighter was killed, Moshe Mpatlele, in Alexander, fighting for people to occupy the containers, rightful people to occupy the containers. Because of that daily struggle of housing in Alex, now we have lost our honorary commissar during the battle for occupation of these containers. In his honor, and in the honor of the poorest, people who are sleeping with the rats, people who are staying in places where there is no proper sanitation and water, in their honor, I think it is a correct thing to say, I'm sorry, I've made a miscalculation, and I said 1 million houses instead of 40,000 houses. Because to say you have not said it, you are now becoming a professional politician who can just say this today and turn against it tomorrow, and it's business as usual. So
Honorable
with little resource left, with the little numbers that you have now, maybe this will help you to regain some confidence. Alexander, thank you.
And with his chest, he says, with the little numbers that you have, you know, when your enemy knows your problems, they will use the problems to emotionally blackmail you. So right there, he tells the president that you need to apologize to the people. Maybe they might just give you certain numbers. You can regain the confidence of the people. But let us hear how the president responded. I'm going to later put the full clip of that day's speech by the president. But for now, let us hear how the president responded to that.
Mushavi, let me start by extending my condolences for the passing of Mphahlele. I had wanted to call you, but I then got distracted by a whole number of things. I felt very sad when that incident happened, because Mphahlele was an important leader in your party. So my condolences. In addressing precisely the point that you're making, we took care to go back to that recording and listened to it. And I had a number of people in my office listening to it and interpreting it, because and to the extent, Honorable Malema, that it created this impression that I said 1 million houses for Alexandra, which objectively would not be possible anyway, because we just don't have the land there to build the 1 million houses. And to the extent that it created that impression, yes, I will say I apologize for having made people believe that I meant for Alexandra. What I really meant was, yes, we would want to build 1 million houses for the whole country. And as it turned out, of course, we never really reached even that target because of a whole number of issues. We succeeded in building, during the MTSF, we succeeded in building 240,000 houses, which is way below what we had wanted. And there are many reasons around the country why we have not been able to reach our targets. And these are things that we do need to correct, because in some cases there's been underspending. Money has been laid out, and the entities that are supposed to build those houses often do not do so, and the money is returned.
You know what I have to acknowledge that exists between President Cyril Ramaphosa and Julius Malema? It is that mutual respect whenever they engage, whether it's petty political theatrics or not, by Julius Malema most of the time. And I think that is where President Cyril Ramaphosa lacks that pettiness. You know, that pettiness, you need to have it just a little bit so that you are able to defend yourself sometimes with pettiness too. But anyway, there is that level of respect that I like about the two of them. Anyway, he acknowledged that the houses, they didn't even reach half of the target they set. He mentioned also the reasons, which makes sense, honestly, truly speaking. It makes sense, and also it covers the president with dignity to acknowledge that they didn't reach the target that they set. Right, moving away from that one, I do believe that this is not the truth, and I'm going to show you. I'm going to first play the clip that was edited to make it sound like the president said we are going to build 1 million houses for Alexandra, and then the clip that carries the truth, because there's also that this lie has been spoken for a very long time, So I'm going to put right here the clip of lies. I call it the clip of lies. Let me call it the clip of lies. I'm going to put the clip of lies here, which was edited, and then after that I'm going to play the one that is nothing but the truth.
1 million yezindlu zizowakhiwa lezo zindlu lapha Alexander Mamela.
Now, if this is the only clip that you saw, and like that, the length, everything, the content, everything, you would go everywhere saying that the president has said there are 1 million houses that are going to be built in Alexandra, and seeing the president that we have, who is well educated, who is sharp in the head. We cannot take that away from President Cyril Ramaphosa, that he is sharp in the head. However you feel about him, he is sharp in the head, and you cannot expect him to say such a thing randomly. You have to question it and assess it. Right from the onset, I didn't believe it. As a result, I didn't bother doing any content on it. Now, if you saw that, you'd go around telling people that, you know what, the president, yes, he said we're going to build 1 million houses in Alexandra, which makes him look cuckoo. It makes him look so super crazy. And you have to look at the men that people say said those things. Now, let us move to the full clip, at least the one that will give you a better context of what he said. It's not an entire video of the day, but it's a video that will give you the truth versus the edited short clip that has been trending all around, which is not true. Let's do watch this and I'll be back.
1 million yezindlu zizowakhiwa lezo zindlu lapha Alexander Mamelane. No minister wethu we-human settlements wezindlu bane-program mamelani kahle, bane-program ebhekane nalo leli lonke lakithi lase-South Africa. I-program ethi sisazowakha izindlu ezilingana no-1 million. 1 million yezindlu zizowakhiwa lezo zindlu lapha Alexander Mamelane. Lapha Alexander sisazobhekisisa kahle indaba yomhlaba. Sisazobhekisisa kahle indaba yomhlaba ukuthi sikwazi ukuthi masakha izindlu siyakha izindlu ngendlela efanele. Abanye benu baye bahanjiswa bayiswa e-deep state.
And this is exactly why I say the president didn't have to apologize. And it goes to show you that he doesn't do very well with petty political theatrics. You know, he just wants to get straight to what truly matters. And like that, sometimes he gets buried in the shadows of those who can play petty. So I pray that one of these days he get a bit of pettiness in him so that he can use it the same way others are using it. Now it goes to show you, if you don't get full context of things, you can run with the lie. So whenever we post things here on YouTube, because most of the time we also want views, we also want our channels to grow, so sometimes you can get twisted untruths, you know. So you need to verify it for yourself, because right from the beginning I did not believe the president said that, because it didn't make sense. I just knew something was wrong somewhere. Do you understand? So with that said, I would like to say thank you for watching my videos. I appreciate you being here. And this is South Africa Lately, a channel where we discuss South African trending news. We do, however, grab here and there from international news when it is trending enough to be brought here. Have a lovely weekend.